good day. Welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Thelma Okuru. We begin the news with the Yemi Osinbajo's warning on hate speeches. The acting president says hate speeches will now be considered an act of terrorism. He says silence of leaders on hate speeches is a grave disservice to the country. The warning comes about a week after National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, John Odige Oyego, described perpetrators of hate speeches as worse than terrorists. The abduction of more than 270 schoolgirls in Chibok, northeast Nigeria in 2014 was the accidental outcome of a botched robbery. That's according to a diary kept by one of the schoolgirls released in May this year. In the documents obtained by Reuters, Adamu says the terrorists had not come to the school in Chibok to abduct the girls, but rather to steal equipment for house building. Unable to find what they were looking for, the militants eventually kidnapped the schoolgirls. The authenticity of the diaries written by Naomi Adamu and her friend Sarah Samuel hasn't been verified by authorities. The Nigerian army says it has killed 10 Boko Haram insurgents in a clearance operation in Borno State, northeast Nigeria. A statement by the army said the operation is part of efforts to curb the activities of the terrorist sect. Earlier this month, acting president Yemi Osinbajo had ordered the Nigerian security chiefs to relocate to the northeastern state to tackle insurgency. In a bid to address flooding issues and fire outbreak concerns in Lagos State, a professional organization for security professionals has called on residents to be more security conscious. Known as ASIS International, the group is in collaboration with the Lagos State Fire Service organized an event in Nigeria's north-southwest region. At the event, they showed safety routines and what to do in case of a fire outbreak.
Today, we brought in Lagos State Director of Lagos State Fire Service to come and speak with us how we can collaborate with the security, because when it comes to security, it's about safety. Security is also about health and safety, and ASIS International, we talks a lot about safety. When you are doing the certification exam, CPPC, you do a safety exam as well that talks about the fire and all that stuff. So we want to ensure that our relationship with the fire service is actually very strong in Lagos, to ensure that all our members can know how to get their response, how to be able to when to get their response, who to call when they have any challenges, and who to call when they are not getting response. So this actually enable the fire service to know that there is a security body existing, which they need to attend to, and us to also know that they are also ready, and these are the equipment they have. This is the way we can work with them to make sure that we can secure our environment much better.
The new center which I just mentioned, the Bolade Oshodi, that is why we have all the safety responders just under one roof, and we have a common training which we are going through now on such. And we don't pray it happens, but I want to tell you, if it eventually happens, the state government is well prepared. Don't just let me say fire service now, because it's now a collaborative effort. It's not a job just one unit can handle. And that is one of the reasons. And like I told you, that unit we have at Bolade is going to be replicated in all the Lagos zones, so that in case of any emergency within any axis, they are there on time. And the issue about flood, we are also doing our best. That's why more about flooding has to do with clearing of our channels. And outside that, it also requires public awareness and education. Most of these things are caused by you and I, because the waste does not just fall from heaven. Someone drop it there. If we imbibe the habit of cleanliness, starting from there, when you drink your bottled water or sachet water, you go along to your house with the empty sachet or plastic. You don't drop it on the road. It won't go back to the drain.
The National Corruption Survey published by the National Bureau of Statistics has shown that Nigerians have spent about 400 billion naira on payment of bribe in 1 year. According to the report, almost one bribe is paid by every adult Nigerian per year by combining the total number of people who paid a bribe to a public official. The report also shows that bribe payers in Nigeria pay an average of some 6 bribes in 1 year, or roughly 1 bribe every 2 months. The survey, which claims that over 400 billion naira was paid in bribe to public officials between June 2015 and June 2016, also shows that the prevalence of bribery in the insurance sector is the highest by 6%. The Federal High Court sitting in Lagos has granted an order of interim forfeiture of the sum of 437 million naira allegedly linked to a current permanent secretary of the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment identified as Clement Ilo. Justice Abdulaziz Ankar granted the order at the instance of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The court also granted the interim forfeiture of the sum of 129 million naira found by the commission in possession of various staffs who worked with the permanent secretary and are believed to be proceeds of corruption. Acting President Yemi Osinbajo says it is impossible to implement government policies or programs with the level of corruption here in Nigeria. He was speaking during the swearing-in of 15 new permanent secretaries in Abuja. According to him, no nation can survive the level of corruption witnessed by the nation, and if it persists, it will continue to deny the citizens of the benefits of democracy. The indefinite strike action embarked upon by the ASUU Staff Union has entered its 4th day. Academic programs in most universities here in the country remain grounded. A meeting between the federal government and the leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Universities has commenced here in Abuja. The meeting is expected to address recommendations in the 2009 agreement. Minister of Labour and Productivity Chris Ngige has assured the union the government is willing to address the issues concerning the agreement. Meanwhile, Minister of Education Adamu has admitted the government failed to work with agreements reached with ASUU in the past years. The Nigerian Senate has appealed to ASUU to call off its ongoing strike in the interest of the students and Nigerians in general. The Senate sympathized with the union but asked ASUU members to call off the strike while negotiating with the federal government towards finding a lasting solution to the problem. About 40 federal and 44 state universities in the country would be affected by the strike action. Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission Mahmood Yakubu has sworn in 9 more resident electoral commissioners ahead of the 2019 general elections. The commission had earlier sworn in 14 resident electoral commissioners on July 8, thereby bringing the total number of those officials to 23. INEC says the commission is dedicated to the conduct of improved elections in the country in 2019.
The complementary document, the election project plan, is almost ready. Very soon, the election management system that will enable us to track activities almost on a daily basis will be ready. As resident electoral commissioners, you will be responsible for the implementation of the plan. In doing so, you will also exercise supervisory control over personnel, resources, as well as the legal and administrative processes in states to which you are going to be posted. You will also interact with various categories of stakeholders, including partisan actors. As election managers, you must maintain the required openness and consultation. At the same time, you must be very firm and courageous on the side of the law, as well as our regulations and guidelines, as required of you as unbiased umpire.
We will remain committed to integrity election-driven process in Nigeria. And that's the only way we can continue to renew hope and rekindle hope of Nigerian people in the sanctity of the ballot as the best means of the expression of the will of the people at the last point of collation, and not even in the courtrooms, even though in the final analysis, where there are disputes as to what a return that has been made, records will be had to the court.
is wrong with you? Man saying no. Tell them I drew for more than 1 hour.
Ìyá mi, ọ̀rọ̀ yín náà ni mò ń ṣe. Ọ̀rọ̀ yín náà ni mò ń ṣe. Ká kúrò fún Ọlọ́run. Ká satisfy yín níbi ọ̀rọ̀ yín náà ni mò ń ṣe.
Ẹ wọ́n jẹ́ ká lọ jàre. Ká kúrò níbí báyìí.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ má bínú. Hello ọ̀gá. Màá dọ́dọ̀ yín lẹ́sẹ̀ yín. I am assure you 5 minutes. Màá dọ́dọ̀ yín. Ẹ gbà bẹ́ẹ̀.
You are deceiving another customer just like you deceived us.
The same way he deceived us.
Eh? Why?
Ètò ní iṣẹ́ yìí. Bó o bá kúrò ò lè jẹun, ò lè jẹun. Bó o bá kúrò ò lè jẹun ìyá mi. Bó o bá kúrò ò lè jẹun. Workshop mi lélẹ́yìí. Ibi tí èèyàn bá ti ń ṣe ló ti ń jẹ. Ìyẹn ló ń pè ní workshop. Ibi tó bá ti ń work ní kó má ti shop.
You cannot base your business on lies. Koda now, it is corruption and it cannot work. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back to Business Stories Now. Nigeria's production cost per barrel of crude oil is now down to $23. NNPC didn't say how the firm has driven the cost down by $6 in the last 3 weeks since the government's cabinet approved a national petroleum policy. The body, however, aims to bring the cost of production to between $17 and $19 for offshore and onshore production, respectively. Oil prices steadied on Thursday after U.S. data showed a big fall in crude stockpiles. Brent crude was unchanged at $50.27 per barrel, while U.S. crude was 5 cents lower at $46.73 per barrel. Rising U.S. output has been undermining efforts by OPEC and non-OPEC producers, including Russia, to drain a global oil glut. They have promised to restrict output by a total of 1.8 million barrels per day between January this year and March 2018. Soldiers and volunteers equipped with shovels and pickaxes dug through the site of a mudslide in Sierra Leone in search of hundreds of bodies that may still be buried days after a landslide in the country. Approximately 600 people are still missing after a torrent of mud on Monday swept away homes on the edge of the capital of Freetown. Around 400 bodies have so far been recovered. Aid agencies say corpses trapped in the mud are likely to contaminate water sources and cause outbreak of diseases. But continuous rainfall has made the search difficult and more dangerous. Many world leaders, including Britain's Queen Elizabeth, have sent her deepest sympathies to the victims. At least 49 people have also been killed after a landslide swept through a fishing village on the banks of Lake Albert in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The landslide in the village of Tora was triggered on Wednesday by heavy rainfall in recent weeks. According to the governor's office and hospital officials, 5 people have so far been rescued, while efforts are still underway with hundreds of other villagers still missing. Moving on to sports stories now, Florence Omagbemi has been nominated for the Best FIFA Women's Coach of the Year award. The former Super Falcons coach captained Nigeria to an unprecedented 8th African title with a 1-0 victory over host Cameroon 1-0 last December. She contends for the prestigious award with 9 other nominees shortlisted by a panel of women football experts. The winner will be chosen by a process involving national team coaches, captains and selected media as well as fans. The Nigerian women volleyball team will leave Nigeria on Thursday for Abidjan for the 2018 Women's Volleyball World Championship qualifying tournament in Ivory Coast. The tournament will hold between August 18th and August 22nd in Abidjan. The competition is the first round of qualifiers for the World Championships, and Nigeria has been drawn in the pool of C with Nigeria Republic, Ivory Coast and Ghana. Diego Costa says he will not return to Chelsea days after the club ordered him to return to training. The forward has been sidelined by the club after manager Antonio Conte deemed him not part of his plans. However, he was expected to return to pre-season training as he searches for a new club. But on Monday, the club says that it had fined him 2 weeks' wages worth £300,000 and ordered him to return to London for training. However, Costa, in his own statement on Thursday, says he will not return until the club agrees to release him from his deal. That's all we have on news now. Thanks for watching. I am Thelma Okoro.